What improvements in Leeds health and care services would you like to see to help you manage your chronic pain? Empathy and understanding. It would mean so much if a professional just took that extra time to not rush through the appointment, to really look at you, to really understand the words that you're using and conveying back those same words to you, to be like, yeah, I've heard you and I understand the pain that you're going through. Or even just asking questions to be like, can I just double check, is this how you feel?
I think what's the most important thing is them acknowledging your pain and believing what you're saying.
Services have to be good. They have to be tailored to the person that you're seeing and not to a population. Nobody fits one mould.
Fair and consistent treatment. For a lot of us who have chronic pain, it always ends up being like a lottery of which professional you get, what insight and knowledge they have, and then where they signpost you to, or what support and help that they give to you. I feel like everyone should be getting the same support and help that's available.
I think having some sort of central database or where anything that could help anyone is put in. There are lots of different trials that people could access if they knew about it.
We should be allowed to see one GP regularly and we should get to know that GP.
Coordination between services.
Services don't coordinate. I can't see this test result, I can't see this. They have a different system to us, and then you can't see my notes because you're on a different system. It would be really good if the GP could also coordinate and then speak to personally the pain clinic or the therapist or whatever else and actually get feedback from them. We saw this is what's happened.
I think it would be incredibly useful to have an advocate attached, responsible for them, to help them navigate the system and to help them access the services and therapies that might be available.
You know, if they've made a referral, where did that referral go? You know, who made the referral? Half of the time I didn't know what was going on.
It's pointless having referrals unless you've got a coordinator that is then managing what those referrals are.
Mental health and community support.
There has to be a mental health aspect as well, because it's twinned with the illness. It should be twinned with the treatment.
Because of my mental health issues, I didn't want to ask for so much support because I didn't want them to judge me. What would have been helpful is actually go through what I had said and ask what kind of support I needed.
Things like local community projects where they have art classes, or just to get people's minds working again, to help people recognise that they are valid members of society.
Accessibility and flexibility.
So there has to be some flexibility in the services that people are offering. Being able to ring up that day and say, listen, I'm having a really bad pain day, can I do this on the phone, would be really, really helpful. But having the option to do it in person should also be offered. The other thing that I will say that chronic pain brings for me is memory and worrying about whether you've done something. In Doncaster, I could email my GP. If you're tailoring this service to me and my needs, having an email sent meant I could see it in my sent box. I then wasn't worrying. It's there, it's right in front of you. And sometimes I've got the energy to type an email on my phone. I haven't got the energy to sit in a queue on the phone for an hour and a half trying to get through and trying to get to speak to somebody. I know we do a lot in this country about disabled access and ramps and things like that. This is disabled access. I'm disabled and you're limiting my access to my GP.
Continuation of treatment and support. When it comes to things like hydrotherapy, acupuncture, physiotherapy, these are all things which are really great, but unfortunately outside of the NHS cost an incredible amount. And I feel like if I could keep those going on in the long run, it benefits not only my chronic pain, but my mental health as well. You're recommended to carry on outside, but it's if you can afford it or not, and I can't.
During my pregnancy, when I went to the midwife, I did let him know that I had rheumatoid arthritis. I was telling my health visitor that I do have a lot of pains and it's really difficult. What would have been helpful is if they did a follow-up on my rheumatoid, because I kept going on about the pain, but nobody's talking about the pain. They're just thinking about how they can support my baby.
Support for families, friends, and carers.
When they're giving out this mental health support, they need to then include the families, the friends. not just immediate family, but the people that actually you see on a regular basis. I don't think it should be forced, but I think it should be recommended. You would actually cut off a lot of problems before they developed, because it does help. Talking does help.
Thank you to Ramisa, Parveen, Rita, and Rob for sharing their experiences.